Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of Another Fat Guy Cooks. I'm your fat guy, Andy Baker, and today we're going to be doing the Funfetti cake from Claire Saffitz's cookbook, Dessert Person. Let's go. Okay, so pre-warning, this is going to be a fucking ordeal. We're making a big cake. It's a big old cake. It's going to look amazing, hopefully. It's going to come out great, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to see if we can put this cake together and actually make it look reasonable. I mean, every time I've tried baking before, it's usually come out fucking terrible. So, you know, maybe this time. Right, so we're going to do this in 3 stages. 4 stages? 4 stages? 5 stages? Maybe 5 stages. Several stages. So, we're going to mix the dry stuff together. We're going to throw in some wet shit. We're going to throw in an eggy bit. And then we're going to bake it. And then we're going to come back, put it together, and then frost it. We're going to make the frosting. Several steps. 6 steps? I don't know. Lots of steps. So first thing, dry stuff. Right, you're going to need a stand mixer for this. You can do it by hand, but for fuck's sake, just use a stand mixer. If you can't afford a stand mixer, borrow one or go back in time and pay more attention at school. I don't know what to tell you. You can get a stand mixer. 660 grams of cake flour or sponge flour, and this is baking, not cooking, so you have to be exact as fuck, otherwise it will all go tits up, which is why I hate it. 660. Perfect. Next, 466 grams of castor sugar. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I got scared of a little black thing. 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, so we just need to combine all of this in our stand mixer. So we're just going to put this on, whisk this all together, just until it's combined. Don't put it on too high because it'll blow all the flour out. All we're doing is making sure it's all incorporated. There we go. Okay, so next is the wet ingredients. We need 340 grams of room temperature butter. I'm just gonna go and pop this in the microwave for like 10 seconds just to melt it down a little bit, just so I can stir it in with the next ingredient. Okay, and we need 360 milliliters of buttermilk to add in with our butter. So these guys are 300 each. So 1. 60. Why not? Right. And then we're just going to combine these two in here. Right, so we've now made the most buttery buttermilk that has ever been buttered by butter. Butter. And what we're going to do is add this to this. Easy. We're going to put it in the stand mixer in a second. We're just going to initially mix it in with a spoon because it's a bit dry and it can clump up and it can fuck up your stand mixer, like I fucked up my previous stand mixer. So this is going to make quite a dry, sort of shaggy mixture, which is fine, which is what it's meant to look like. I should now be able to use the stand mixer. We don't want to over mix because With flour involved, if you overmix, you develop gluten. You develop gluten, you're making bread, yeah? We're making cake, so light and fluffy. Nice and light and fluffy, a little bit dry, but well incorporated. Third and final step of this bit is eggs. This recipe takes a lot of fucking eggs. So we need 3 eggs, 6 egg whites. So we're just going to start putting those together. And look at that. It's like I planned it. There's 6 eggs here for the 6 egg whites. Aren't I amazing? Don't forget to save your egg yolks and use them for something else. I'm not going to do that, but you should. And this is to provide lots and lots of binding, but not adding too much richness to it. Because if you put all just normal eggs in, for one, it'll just be too claggy and thick and eggy. Which I can't imagine to be that bad, really. But, oh, of course, the last one had to go tits up. No, we saved it. We saved it. Kind of. Okay. Oh my god. I'm literally just covered in ovulation right now. So what we need is 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence. And then we need to grab our whisk and whisk all this together till it's all light and floofy. Okay, so we've at least tripled the volume there, as you can see. And then what we're going to do is pop this guy back on. And then very slowly add all of this to this. As soon as it looks like it's fully combined, stop straight away. Right, so this is pretty much ready to go. Looking good so far. Last thing we need to do is add about half a cup of rainbow sprinkles. You might want to get yourself a nice big bag of them. And we're going to add these, and then we're going to fold them in. Okay, so me and Dennis need to address a couple of things. The first thing is that you may notice that the video just cut off at a weird point. Well, that's because my phone ran out of memory. Because I'm an idiot and forgot to check that my phone had memory. So the bit you've missed is basically me preparing the pans, putting the greaseproof paper in the bottom, butter in the pans up, and then pouring the batter in the 3 pans, and then taking them and putting them in the oven. We put them in the oven at about 145, 150 for about half an hour, 2 on the bottom row, 1 on the top row, and we're going to do those until they stop jiggling and until you can put a toothpick in them, pull it out, and it's clean. Okay? So when I come back after this, we should hopefully have 3 nice cooked, baked, cooled, ready to go cakes that we can then frost and make our cake. Another thing is they were supposed to have half a cup of vegetable oil in with all of that. I just forgot. It's here, look. I bought it out and everything. I just didn't put it in. So we'll see if that makes any difference, or if it completely ruins it, or if I have to record all of this again. So yeah, Dennis is obviously incredibly upset with me, and thinks I'm terrible at this and should probably just go and do something else. He's very dark. Okay, so yeah, the blah blah blah. Back in a sec, or tomorrow, depending on if I can be bothered, and we'll frost the cake up and see if it's any good. So yeah, say bye, Dennis. All right, I'll be back. Okay, we're back. It's the next morning. We have our cakes. Don't they look lovely? They almost have all the ingredients in them that they're supposed to have, which is nice. You always want most of the ingredients to be in your cakes. The oil doesn't seem to have made a huge difference. They seem pretty good. I don't know. They seem pretty good. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our cream cheese frosting. Okay, so we need 227 grams of butter, room temp, so we use the rest of what we had yesterday. That's 140. Okay, so that's about 230 grams of butter. We need our cream cheese. And I'm just going to whisk the butter together first, just to get it all soft. Just whisk the butter together just to get it all soft and broken up. And we need about 460 grams of cream cheese. So these guys are 200 each. So 2.5 of these ish. This is the best kind of frosting that you can ever make for a cake. Like fondant is disgusting. Like buttercream, not too bad, but still doesn't taste great. Cream cheese frosting just tastes like you've wrapped a cheesecake around your cake. It's the best thing ever. Okay, we're now just going to whisk that to combine that all together. Just to make sure all the butter around the edges got involved. Okay. So, it's looking good so far. I'm going to throw in a good pinch of salt. And we need about 460 grams of powdered sugar. We're going to whisk this super slow, because if you don't, all the frosting, all the powdered sugar just will completely cover you and make you look like an idiot. So super slow. Gonna give the sides another scrape down, and then I'm going to whisk this on high for about 1 or 2 minutes, just to air it out a little bit and fluff it up. Right, next. We need to get our cakes out, cut the tops off, make them nice and even. Hopefully the cakes will come out the tins. Now, as you saw earlier, you missed out on the whole bit of me putting them in the pans. It wasn't that exciting, but hopefully, because we oiled everything nicely and buttered everything nicely, just going to go around the outside here and then give it one of those, and then it should come out. That's not happening yet. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. It worked. I'm genuinely surprised. Okay, let's do this one first. So what we need is a serrated knife, and we're just going to pick the lowest point here, and then we're just going to come across, try and keep the knife level. and flatten the top off. Look at that though, how cool is that? And obviously keep the scraps for snacking on. That's one.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girando, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor, delle belle.
There we go. Flattish. Right. Spinny thing. Plate. Now, because I'm a big sloppy bitch and I make a mess whenever I'm doing anything, what I'm going to do, put down 3 pieces of grease-proof paper, so that when I'm done, I can pull them out one at a time, and it will take all the excess frosting with it, and I don't have to tidy up the plate, which will just make it look all nice and photogenic. And oh my god, it's hot. So, start off with this guy. Let's get our frosting. And we're going to start building our cake and see how horribly it goes and how badly we fuck it up. So, first off, nice layer down on top. Okay, and then we'll go with you. When you're doing this, always give it a spin to make sure it's level from all angles.
Turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Non più avrai questi bei panacchini, quel cappello leggero galante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, quel vermiglio d'onesco color.
So once you've got a really rough amount of frosting around your cake, like I have here, you can go around, start trying to incorporate. Right, I'm going to get this guy. In theory, we should just be able to spin it. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And then just a bit of extra on top, just to fill in any gaps around the corners. Right, and then we need to add some sprinkles. So what we'll do, come around the outside, see if we leave a little bit of a gap in the middle for contrast. Okay, and we can then pull our sheets out, in theory. And just tidy the plate up a little. This has gone way better than I thought it would go, I'm not gonna lie. And there we have it, the Funfetti cake. Jesus Christ, what an ordeal. How do people make cakes all the time? Okay, let's cut a slice. Look at that. How fucking good does that look? Okay, that's it. Funfetti cake, recipe by Claire Saffitz. Go buy her book, Dessert Person. It's amazing. I'd show it you now, but I've lent it to my mum, I think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. These episodes take quite a bit of effort and time and money to put together, so if you feel like hopping on the Patreon and giving me a little bit of the old support, it's like £3 a month, I think, is the bottom tier. Patreon.com/AFGC. Always appreciate that. Gonna give a little shout out to all the people who are on my Patreon. Okay, so big shout out to all my awesome Patreon people. Thank you very much for the support. Honestly, without it, at the moment, with the fucking cost of everything, I wouldn't be able to keep the show going. So thank you very much. Drew, thank you. John Alleman, Vem, Aaron Schultz, thank you very much. Tommy Wagger, I don't even know how you pronounce your last name, dude. Wager, Tommy Wager, that's probably it. Michael Brown, Swinstead, Rosalind, Samantha Yates, Sam, thank you very much. Jamie Smith, Trog, thank you, buddy. Christina, always, thank you very much. Linda, amazing, love you. Clint has been here from the start, like quite a few of these people. Grundy, love you, dude. Ken, who does all my write-ups for all the recipes at the end. So if you go down in the description, you'll see the write-up that Ken does for me free of charge because he's amazing. Go check his books out. And Ghost Gerbil, thank you very much, buddy. Thank you, everybody. If you're not on that list, go get on it by giving me money. Alright, guys. This was a lot of fun, in theory. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Another lost day, another lost year, another chopped onion to cover up the tears, another dream dead, another loss on the books, another fat guy